Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon to Madam and everyone. My name is Afishamel bin Abdul Razak.
And my name is Adam Haziq bin Syamiman.
So, today we are going to talk about plastic waste generation in Malaysia. Malaysia is developing fast, but with that, plastic use is also increasing. According to the Malaysian Insight 2024, Malaysia produce about 4 million tons of plastic waste every year, and most of it come from single items like bottles, bags, and food packaging. Plastic is useful, but is also one of the biggest environmental threats we face today.
Over the past 2 weeks, we have conducted a report on plastic waste generation in Malaysia. During this time, we review reliable sources such as government reports, newspaper articles, and environmental organizations to ensure the accuracy of our findings. We focus on issues such as the million of tons of plastic produced manually, low recycling rates, and the rising problem of single-use plastic. We chose this topic because plastic pollution is something we can all relate to, from daily packaging to waste at home. By representing this topic, we hope to spread awareness and encourage better understanding of how serious plastic waste has become in our country.
So, for the next slide, about background of the topic, plastic has become part of our everyday life. It's because of its cheap, strong, and convenient. But it takes 100 years to break down, which causes serious environmental problems. In Malaysia, WWF Malaysia 2023 reported that our post-consumer plastic waste generation exceeds 1 million tons every year. Most of the waste end up in landfill, rivers, and improperly managed. Some are even exported to other countries, which creates further environmental and ethical concern.
Another key reason behind the high plastic waste rate is consumer behavior. Malaysians are highly dependent on single-use plastic due to its convenience and low costs. Although recycling exists, Malay Mail 2025 reported that the national recycling rate for plastic is still below 30%, far lower than in developed countries like Japan or Germany.
Okay, next, for the central idea, the main point is that Malaysia needs stronger action and cooperation from everyone, such as government, companies, and the public. The government already introduced the Malaysia Plastics Sustainability Roadmap 2021 until 2030, which includes banning some single-use plastic and promoting recycling and a circular economy.
But rules alone aren't enough. We as citizens must also change our habits by reducing plastic use, bring our own bottles and bags, and support eco-friendly products. Companies also should take responsibility through the Extended Producer Responsibility EPR system, where they manage their product from production until disposal. This idea, mentioned in Malay Mail 2025, pushes companies to use biodegradable material and funding the recycling programs. For the first graph, as you can see, this graph compares the production and disposal of different type of plastic resin in Malaysia for the year 2019. The dark blue bar represents its production, while the green bars represent its post-use disposal. We can see that for most resin like PP, LDPE, and PET, their production is higher than their disposal, meaning a portion of this plastic might have been exported or used for long-term purposes. However, The total disposal is still very close to the total production, suggesting that Malaysia also imports plastic product which later become waste here. Therefore, waste management and recycling efforts should mainly focus on these types of plastic.
Okay, for the next slide, we can see the graph on the top right shows the comparison between local production and local consumption of 5 main plastic resins in Malaysia for 2019. For some resins like HDPE and PET packaging, the consumption is almost equal to production. This means mainly the Malaysia mainly depends on local supply for this plastic. However, for resin like PP, PET polyester, and LDPE or LLDPE, production is much higher than consumption. This shows Malaysia exports a lot of this plastic. They are our main net export materials. Among them, our resin stands out with the highest production and the biggest gap between production and consumption. That's making Malaysia most important plastic commodity in terms of trade surplus.
In conclusion, plastic waste generation in Malaysia is not just an environmental issue. It is something that affects all of us. Every year, huge amount of plastic are produced and thrown away and only a small part of it actually recycled.
However, change is not impossible. With stronger government policies, better recycling efforts, and more people becoming aware of the problem, Malaysia has a real chance to reduce plastic pollution. If everyone plays their part, from industry to individuals, we can build a cleaner and more sustainable future together. That's all from us.